Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Our group will present about qualification of Maktab Rendah Sains MARA student who was selected to attend Majlis Amanah Rakyat MARA Incentive. These are our group members: Aidi Azhar bin Muhammad, Farah Atira binti Hanizam, Daniel bin Ahmad, and Ahmad Imran Hakim bin Ismail. Abstract. MARA Incentive provide financial support to MRSM students, enabling them to pursue their education more easily. Every MRSM institution has its own criteria for selecting eligible students, similar to the admission process. Selection for MARA Incentive is limited due to the limited availability of resource. This study aims to develop and implement a fuzzy logic system that can assess the qualifications of MRSM students for MARA Incentive. Parents' income and MRSM student pointer are two input criteria in the method that was used. Next, introduction and background of study. Students who satisfy specific academic and non-academic requirements, which include excellent academic performance, active involvement in co-curricular activities, and demonstrate leadership skills, are eligible for MARA Incentive. It is defined as unrequited assistance to successful and needy students. In order to get a MARA incentive, a student must meet the criteria such as the income of their parents and their grade point average (GPA). MRSM is a network of boarding schools in Malaysia established by the MARA, a government agency responsible for the socio-economic development of the Bumiputra community. This study aims to analyze the qualification of MRSM students for the MARA incentive, also the factors that contribute to their eligibility. For example, a study by Abdullah et al. 2018 explored the factors contributing to the qualification of MRSM students for MARA incentive. There are four main components of the typical fuzzy system, which are fuzzier, fuzzy rule-based, inference engine, and defuzzier. Problem statement. The problem addressed in this assignment project is the need to determine the eligibility criteria for MRSM students to receive incentive provided by MARA. MARA offers various incentives to support and motivate MRSM students. This problem statement aims to explore and establish the specific qualifications and criteria that MRSM students must meet to be eligible for the MARA incentive. For the scope of study, this project focused on the fuzzy inference system to simulate the MRSM students who were selected to attend MARA incentive. The final results obtained are from our assumption. Data sets we'll be using are the parents' income and MRSM students' pointer.
So next, we go to the objective. The main objective of this study is firstly to recognize the element of the basic mathematical theory of fuzzy set. Second is to assess a fuzzy logic for finding the qualification of parents' income and the MRSM student pointer. So thirdly is to evaluate the fuzzy inferences system. FIS is the best model. Net is a significant of study and project benefit. So this research examines the requirement of receiving an MARA incentive. Parents' income and student pointer are the two inputs used in this study to determine which study qualify for this incentive. So there is other research on how to choose who get a scholarship. Have previously conducted research on determining scholarship recipients. In this study, there is a method used to determine scholarship recipients, namely fuzzy logic, with the problem of optimizing the Tsukamoto fuzzy membership function. Meanwhile, for this project, parents' income and student pointer are the two inputs used in this study to determine which study qualifies for MARA incentive. So we apply a fuzzy logic technique by using a MATLAB toolbox so that the result will turn out to be a precise and certain. NET is a significant of study and project benefit. So this research examines the requirement of receiving an MARA incentive, parents' income, and student pointer are the two inputs used in this study to determine which study qualify for this incentive. So there is other research on how to choose who get a scholarship. Have previously conducted research on determining scholarship recipients. In this study, there is a method used to determine scholarship recipients, namely fuzzy logic, with the problem of optimizing the Tsukamoto fuzzy membership function. Meanwhile, for this project, parents' income and student pointer are the two inputs used in this study to determine which study qualifies for MARA incentive. So we apply a fuzzy logic technique by using a MATLAB toolbox so that the result will turn out to be precise and certain.
Next, we go to the literature review section. Fuzzy logic is a generalization of Boolean logic that allows a linguistic expression to be translated into a numerical value and vice versa, when an object may belong to more than one set with the same degree and where the truth value is in the interval of 0, 1. The fundamental function of the fuzzy rule base shall be to represent expertise in a framework of if-then rules combining it with either and or operators. Fuzzy rule base, fuzzy inference engine, fuzzifier, and defuzzifier are the four components that make up knowledge-based or rule-based fuzzy system. According to Silva and Sampaio, in order to ensure equal opportunities, it is important to provide assistance, especially for students with lower household incomes. By implementing fuzzy logic, it can satisfy the approach with the fuzzy rule base and identify the students' needs. This study demonstrates the benefit of this method in assessing student performance and household income due to its ability to be used from various data sets, as well as by adding expert knowledge if it is available. Next, we go to the research methodology part. There are four main components of fuzzy system that are knowledge-based or rule-based, namely the fuzzy rule-based, fuzzy inference engine, fuzzifier, and defuzzifier. The following diagram gives an overview of the base configuration of a fuzzy system. There are four components in fuzzy system. The first one is fuzzifier, which maps a crisp point into a fuzzy set in U. Fuzzifier thus transforms a precise amount into a fuzzy quantity. It is a process of conversion which is known as fuzzification. Fuzzification consists of four types, which is singleton fuzzifier, Gaussian fuzzifier, triangular fuzzifier, and trapezoidal fuzzifier. The second one is fuzzy rule base. Fuzzy rule base is a collection of fuzzy if-then rules. There are four types in the fuzzy rule base, which is partial if-then rules, or rules, single fuzzy statement, and gradual rule. The next component is fuzzy inference engine. Fuzzy inference engine combines fuzzy if-then rules in the fuzzy rule base into mapping of fuzzy set in the input space U to the fuzzy set in the output space V using principle of logic. The inference process consists of two ways. The first one is composition-based inference. In this process, all rules in the fuzzy rule base aggregated into a single fuzzy relation using Mandani combination and ZF combination. The second one is individual rule-based inference. Each rule in the fuzzy rule base produces an output fuzzy set. The combination of these The output fuzzy sets produced, we then determine the output whole fuzzy inference engine. There are two combinations, which is combination by fuzzy union or combination by fuzzy intersection. The last component in the fuzzy system is the fuzzifier. The fuzzifier maps a fuzzy set to Crisp output. The fuzzification is the name of the process of converting. There are 4 types of method in the fuzzification process, which centroid method, weighted average method, maximum membership principle, and min-max membership principle.
So we go to the next part, which is a part B. So fuzzy logic is the basis of a system known as a fuzzy control. The process of designing a fuzzy control system can be broken down into the steps that are listed. So the fuzzy logic control system consists of 6 steps. So for the first step is identifying the input and outputs linguistic variable. So there are the table of linguistic variable, linguistic values, linguistic numbers, and the range of the logic system. So next is step 2. Step 2 is construct the membership function for each input and output. First, the membership function of parents' income we construct from the membership function of parents' income graph. And then we construct the membership function from the MRSM student GPA graph. So for the outputs, we construct the membership function of the MARA incentive result graph. So next is step 3, which is set up fuzzy rule base. The parents' income and the MSM student GPA are combined to obtain overall output, which is the result of MARA incentive. So next is for the step 4, which is a conversion of Crisp dataset to fuzzy dataset. The membership function is used to convert a numeric input variable into their corresponding fuzzy set during the fuzzification process. As an example, the membership value for MRSM student GPA in the fuzzy set medium is 0.5, whereas the membership value for the MSM student GPA is y equal to 3.25 in fuzzy set high, which is also get 0.5.
The fifth step in the fuzzy logic control system is evaluate the fuzzy rule base. For this example, let X be the parent income, Y be the MRSM student GPA, and Z be the result of MARA incentive. Suppose that X equal to 1,500 and Y equal to 3.25. Then combine the fuzzy input with the rule base. This will be applied. Rule number 7, if PI is low and GPA is medium, then RI is accepted, and will be applied with rule number 8. If PI is low and GPA is high, then the RI is accepted.
Next, 6 is conversion of fuzzy output to Crisp output. The calculation by using center of gravity COG, also known as centroid method, to convert the aggregate fuzzy set of result MARA incentive Z for X equal to 1,500 and Y equal to 3.25 into a Crisp value. The formula of centroid method is integrate of mu Z multiple with Z divide by integrate mu Z. So after we calculate, we got 80%. Next, 7 is implementation in the MATLAB fuzzy toolbox. There are 5 editor fuzzy inference system. First is fish editor. Second is membership function editor, consists of input and output. Third is rule editor. Fourth is rule viewer. And the last one is surface viewer. First, fish editor. We create input for parent income as PI, students GPA as GPA, and for the output is RI. Second, membership function editor that consists input and output. we put the value of linguistic number and range to get the graph of membership function, parents, income, and student GPA. And then output. We put the value same as the input to get the graph of membership function, result, MARA incentive. Third is rule editor. Rule editor display if and then for our case study. Next is rule viewer. We let our PI equal to 1500 and GPA equal to 3.25. So rule viewer will display the result of RI automatically. The last one is surface viewer. For PI is equal to 1500 and GPA equal to 3.25. Result and discussion. By using weight average method, we got 80 and height method we got 0.5. The calculation of min-max membership principle. Since the maximum membership value is not unique, this technique is also known as the middle of maxima. So, Z1 plus Z2 divided by 2, we got 80. Next, we choose the 5 students with the PI and GPA, and last we got the difference of RI. We use rule viewer because it makes easier to get the final result. For the first student, we let PI equal to 1500, for GPA equal to 3.25, and we got 80% for RI. Second student, we let PI equal to 3500, for GPA equal to 2.25, and we got 20% for RI. Third student, we let PI equal to 900, for GPA equal to 2.95, and we got 74.8% for RI. Next student, we let PI equal to 1200, for GPA equal to 2.67, and we got 61.5% for RI. For the last student, we let PI equal to 3700, for GPA equal to 4, and we got 50% for RI.
Lastly, the conclusion for this study. The step-by-step implementation of the proposed framework in determining the result of attending the MARA scholarship likely to occur is very important for real-time applications. Enter the parents' income and MRSM student pointer data through the FIS system, which generates results based on Table 1. This selection is very important to give priority to the result of students attending the MARA scholarship that will occur. In conclusion, the difficulties that need to be solved in this way have been solved, and it evaluates the qualification of students who attend MARA scholarships, whether rejected, held, or accepted, becomes a guide for the study case in the future, and predicts the amount of parents' income and student pointer that contributes to getting MARA scholarships of students MRSM in Malaysia.
That's all from us. Thank you.